Friends, and welcome to Virtual Show, your late night VR talk show. I'm your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend Roots. How's it going, Roots?
Good, man.
And my good friend Eric. Eric, welcome back. This is 2 weeks in a row for you, right?
I know, it's a record.
It's a record. Hopefully, a record that won't stand for very long.
Sounds good. Hey, and Drillo, that's Mash Daddy. How you doing, buddy?
Mash
Right,
Daddy, cool.
Drillo rejoining the community over the last couple of weeks. Coming back to the show says, "Who's Eric?" And Eric, I think you've probably over the last 6 to 8 weeks, you've probably been on more virtual shows than you've missed, right?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I've been on probably like 4 or 5, right? 3 or something like that.
Yeah, you're becoming a permanent fixture on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Love being fixture. Here. That's right.
So, how you guys doing? Are you having a pretty good day today, Roots?
Well, outside of obvious jank at the beginning of the stream and having to switch everything up and making everybody wait, but it was worth the wait, I can assure you. I'm doing good. A little tired, but looking at my schedule for the rest of the week, and it's like, wow, I thought today was bad. But money's good, and who doesn't love making money? So,
right. Well, that's the thing. You either have time to play games and no money to buy them, or money to buy them and no time to play them, right?
Yeah, especially with my job. It's this time of year, it's busy, and another month and a half, it'll be slowing down, and I'll be off of work at 4:30, when it's dark, and I'll be like, what the hell do I do? And I'll play VR.
It works out, doesn't it? I mean, you work, you get ahead, get the bank account a little bit ahead. It's too hot to play VR right now anyway. And then work slows down, the sun goes away, it starts to cool off a little bit, and then you can reap the benefits of your summer of hard work.
Yeah, it's all about the balance too, right? It's like enjoying. That's why I love living where I live. I'm sure the same as far as seasons. It's nice to have seasons. It's like you get hot, and then by the time winter and fall come, you're kind of looking forward to it. By the time spring comes, you're like really looking forward to it. So it's good.
Yeah, it's been hot here for probably 3 or 4 weeks now. It's been in the 90s every day. Today was the first day where it's actually been semi-mild all day long. Eric, has it been like scorching hot where you're at?
Yeah, I'm in upstate New York, and it's been really hot and muggy. And then bang, today it was 60 degrees, freezing cold, bro, freezing.
I thought you were gonna say it felt good.
Yeah, it did feel good. Good VR weather. If you're gonna sit in mist for 4 hours, this is the weather to do it
in. So 4 hours. So you didn't solve any puzzles, did you?
I made it off a dock.
Oh, so yeah, we're gonna get into MYST, as well as Windlands in a buttload of other titles before we roll credits on today's show. But before we get into any of that, let's kick it off the way we always do by saying hello to our friends in chat. And anytime you write MYST and SteamVR in the title line of the episode, you can count on Scion being here. You can count on Jarillo being here. So what's up, friends? Thanks for stopping by. Dark Angel is in the chat as well, as is Techno Glitch. ET2K9 now. Wolveraza here as always. Traveling Man 3775. Decepticon. Oh, yeah. And let's see. Got to scroll a little bit here to see who the early birds were. Onikazi up there somewhere. And I think that is Spry Guy always. Spry Guy always comes in early. So pretty good crew. Thanks for stopping by, you guys, to partake in the VR discussion. I'd be interested to know, have any of you out there tried MYST? And I think that's where we should start off today. Let's start off by talking about MYST, and let's start off by thanking the good people at Cyan. It's interesting. Like, they didn't give us per se review access to the PCVR version, but they gave us review access to the Quest version, and this is a cross-buy title. So by extension, we also have review access to this. And Roots, I'm glad. I'm glad that we had a chance to experience this game on PCVR, because now we can see why Scion has insisted on waiting all this time to play it.
Yeah, he was not wrong. He was 100% right. And Eric's not in this scene for some reason. Hold on, let me pop on up to the opening scene and bring him in, because that's kind of unacceptable. That's kind of weird. But yeah, so he was not wrong at all. It was I was blown away by how good it looked and how sharp it looked, right? And Wes is messed up in this one as well. Okay, so this is what I was dealing with before the show, so bear with me. But yeah, so I guess I'll let you talk about it for a second while I fix you as well.
Well, while you're straightening all that out, I'll just say we did cover this game, as I mentioned before, on Oculus Quest. And if you saw what we said about it then, pretty much we're going to say all of exactly the same things now, with one big difference, and that is how this game looks visually. And I don't understate it when I say it was quite a big difference. The game looks great on Oculus Quest for a Quest title, but when you play it on Oculus Quest, you see a lot of the telltale things that we saw from the Generation 1 Oculus Quest. I don't think this game, at least when we played it, I don't think it had a Quest 2 enhancement. It looked like one of the better looking Quest 1 titles, but when you look at like natural rock formations, when you look at foliage, stuff like that, then you could tell it was a standalone version. Not the problem here with the PCVR version. Everything super crisp, super clear, and highly detailed. What we've always dreamed of. Anyone who's, a fan of MYST from 30 years ago, this is what we have always dreamed of, to be able to step into this world and experience it firsthand. And it really was beautiful. Eric, you actually checked out both versions, right? So that you could compare them.
Yeah, I mean, I played the first, the MYST on the Quest when it first came out, but it's been a while, and and to be honest, it's not my type of game, so it's not something I went back to. I played it to review it. Cyan was nice enough to give me a copy as well, and I know I played it enough to get through it to give a review for it, and I kind of didn't go back to it. So it's been a while. So I wanted to be able to have the look of it fresh in my mind to see exactly what the difference is, and this is the reason we all own PCs, right? I mean, this is why we don't just want standalone. You know what I mean? Um, I love the Quest standalone, but I love my PC and I love PCVR. And why is because when they can take a game that you see standalone and they can make it look like this, that's why you want PC. That makes a difference because it's beautiful.
Were you as impressed as Eric was with the graphics on the PC version?
Absolutely, and I felt really bad for Scion right off the bat, and I'll tell you why. Because he doesn't have a 20 series card or better, and the DLSS was enabled. That's how good is Cyan Games to, like, on day one they got DLSS all set and ready. That's what I mean. You got a AAA game and company. It's a difference, right? And I was able to crank everything up as well as you were telling me you cranked everything up. Looked phenomenal. Even I was doing it wirelessly through the Quest, so I could probably even gone the fidelity even better with the cable, I would imagine. But no, it looked amazing.
So you played it through AirLink or
Yes.
Virtual Desktop?
AirLink. Yeah, unless I'm doing, I don't use Virtual Desktop too much. I use AirLink almost all the time because it's just perfected. Now, if I want to use something else, like there's a difference to where you can crank some of the stuff up on the for the other version, right? So I don't know.
There are some distant views in this game. Obviously, as you start the game out on an island, did you notice any kind of compression when you looked out into the far away objects?
I didn't notice that any compression or any. I see. My thing is everything looked really good to me. I did have to just change a few things in the settings at first to make everything really good, but it was good.
Yeah, so I played the game using my HP Reverb G2 via Revive. And when I went in initially, everything looked beautiful right off the bat. I started the game with the G2 resolution set to 100% in SteamVR, and then in the game, everything turned up to epic. I am, of course, running RTX 3080 graphics card, but I mean, it wasn't bad. Like it was very playable in that state, but I did notice a drop frame every now and then, and it was just enough to distract me and annoy me. And it was at that point that I went in and turned the DLSS on and put it in ultra performance mode. There are 3 settings. You can put it in quality mode. Or actually, there's 4. There's quality mode. There's performance mode. There's balanced mode, and then there's ultra performance. Now, I started on balanced, which improved the situation, but didn't eliminate it completely. So from balanced, I went into ultra performance mode, and I really couldn't tell any difference in the graphics between balanced and the ultra performance mode. It was beautiful both ways. Only when I switched to ultra performance, it completely ran smoothly. After that, I didn't notice one hitch in the game afterwards, which was actually quite surprising because the movement in the game is just so super fast, and that was actually one of the complaints I have about the game. And again, it's a nitpick, but you can either walk like slowly or you can run super fast. What did you think about the pacing of the locomotion, Eric?
It was definitely too fast. I mean, I turned everything up because I want a smooth turn and I want a smooth turn as fast as I can. So I turn everything up as fast as I can. But yeah, it's way too fast. You're walking there's no in between. You're either walking really slow or you're running really fast. And here's one of my little complaints. Do they need to tell me every 10 seconds whether I'm running or walking? Why do I need something that pop up on the screen to
It
tell me
doesn't.
I'm running?
It's because it's not it's not something you have to hold in to run. It's a toggle. So
Right.
every time you click that in, you're toggling back and forth between running and walking,
Right.
and that's why it's like that. If you just click it once, it'll just run always without you having to. I did that a few times myself
Yeah.
before I realized I was toggling back and forth.
Yeah.
But
No, I figured the toggle would, but what happened was when I wanted to walk again, I toggle back and it would say walking. And then when I wanted to run, it was, toggle back and it would say running when I always wanted to run. So
right, and there's
I just,
such a stark difference in speed between the two. It's not like you really need the notification, right?
yeah, it's just that it's just something you don't, once you know what you're doing with it, you don't need it again. Like maybe have it go there like when you first start and then it goes away or something. I don't know. It's just weird because it breaks you out of the immersion of what you're doing. I mean, everything looks so beautiful and you're walking and all of a sudden I got a big thing in my face that says running. Now I
Well,
know I'm running.
you know who never complains about having a big thing in their face?
My mom!
No, she doesn't. And my question to
Oh,
both of you is, why would you walk anyway? Like I toggle run and I'm running everywhere, and I want to run that fast. I agree with Wes. They should have a slider or something, but mine would be slid all the way to the end anyway. But for somebody that maybe doesn't want to walk at a snail's pace, but also doesn't want to sprint either, it would be nice to have an option, right?
and to be fair, I didn't tear down the options looking for it. There might be a slider in there somewhere, but I didn't see it, and I did look through the options. So maybe I missed it, but I don't think I did.
You missed
Um,
it. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
right. But yeah, I'm like you. I kept it on run the whole time anyway. The walk was a little too slow for my comfort, but I would have liked to pull back the running speed a little bit. It felt unnatural, like it felt. When you're in VR, sometimes you want to feel like you're present in these places and moving through them. You move so quickly with that run. Uh, that it doesn't feel natural. It feels kind of like you're playing, I don't know, like the first Doom game or something, as quickly as you're moving through everything.
Yeah, I just figure I'm in a big hurry. I need to get through this place. There's something chasing me or something. I was really impressed with the puzzles as well. I was telling you guys before the show that I was like MASH, how you were just like, ugh, these puzzles, man, I'm frustrated with them. And so I went into for the show just to look around and just to get a feel of how good the graphics are again, right? Just before. And I started I looked at one of this picture, and I ended up turning the power on, and I was like, ooh. I was like, wow, it was cool. And then so I kind of got bit, right? And I started wanting to find something else. So I started looking for another puzzle. And before I knew it, I was like, oh shit, man, the show's in 10 minutes. I had to jump out real quick, but I wasn't expecting to get sucked in so good. So it was good.
Yeah, that's how this game is. It's like you spend an hour combing over your sweater looking for a loose thread. And then when you find one, you start to pull it, and then the whole thing starts to unravel very quickly at that point. Eric, I'd be interested to hear from you. I come into this game with some prior experience to it. Now, it's been decades since I've played this game prior to VR. And while I don't remember how to solve the puzzles exactly, I do kind of remember where to start at. But you're coming into this clean, having not played it all those years ago. I'm interested. How long did it take you to figure out? There's one thing you figure out right at the beginning that unravels like 3 or 4 clues for you all at one time. How long did it take you to figure that part out?
I mean, it took you a while. This game does not hold your hand in any way whatsoever. They basically throw you in and they give you nothing. So you're like, I mean, there's no clues, there's no hints, there's nothing. You basically have to find your first tiny little clue all on your own. And if you don't if you don't find that one clue, you're not moving forward right away. It's going to take you some time. But yeah, once you get it, you have to take your time around the island. You can't power through this. You need to take your time. You need to look at everything. It's not a big island to start with either, the first start. So it's not like you got to look through a million things, but you got to take your time. You got to move through it. But once you figure out a couple of the big, the bigger, the couple of the more baser puzzles, they kind of work all together, right? To kind of bring you along into it. And, all of a sudden then you open up a couple of things and you're moving forward, quite a bit faster than you were before. But yeah, there's no hand holding here. They don't think they want to. They want this to be hard.
Right. This is the classic puzzle game. This is kind of the game that gave way to all of the other puzzle games that everyone have come to know and love since. This is kind of the standard, right? This is what they're all modeled after, modern puzzle games. Did you find yourself losing time like Ruuts did because you were enjoying it, or did you just want to get it over with so you could talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, no, I think I can see how you can lose time in here because it is beautiful, and I did find myself just kind of wandering around and looking at like the foliage, looking at the flowers, looking at the butterflies flying around that look like almost photorealistic, which I thought was amazing. The water down by the docks looked amazing. Um, so you kind of lose yourself in that. I mean, when that wears off a little bit, then you're like, okay, I just need to get start. I need to start moving forward. I need to start getting going. But I can definitely see where you can lose yourself in it. Like I said, I'm not the the biggest fan of these type of games, but I did enjoy the time I spent in it, for sure. And I could see where somebody, especially somebody who gets into this stuff, can really get lost in here.
Did you read the books?
I did not read the books.
I don't think anybody but Wes and Scion probably read the books. I thought about it. I opened the book and I looked at it for a second. And I said, I ain't reading that. Which is kind of sad because there's probably really important information that I need in there at some point, and that's probably how I end up messing up. Now, Wolveraza was asking about the pictures, right? I thought that was pretty cool how you can take the snapshot picture and it's actually got a thing that you open up and it just shows you your stuff. Man, that was cool.
Extremely helpful, right? Because we
Mhm.
played this same game on the Quest routes, and remember we had to, if we wanted to take any kind of notes for clues, we had to use the Oculus Quest screenshot function, which means leaving the game, going to the Oculus menu, and taking these snapshots, which wasn't bad until you want to look at them. Then you really have to leave the game and go to the file manager to find the pictures. I found the snapshot function in this game to be extremely helpful, and the only kind of constructive feedback I would give with regards to that aspect I'd like to be able to access it quicker. It would be nice if I could flip back and forth between my photo book and the game directly, right? There should be like a shortcut button for the photo book, I think.
That transposes over the thing, and so you can put them next to each other, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be cool.
That'd be even better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that to be very helpful. Roots, would you enjoy this game more if the books were like narrated, like if they would read it to you?
I think I would, especially if it had a good narrator's voice. You know, that's one of my favorite things about some of the games I'm playing through right now, like Hades, where I like the voice acting as long as it's good. It just depends on, like today when I played, I'm tired, man. Like my last thing I want to do is read anything. And then I'm in VR and I open this book and it might as well have just been swimming and moving around because I was like, I am not reading that. I wanted to see some graphical goodness.
So you,
Yeah.
you talk. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
I was just say, yeah, give me a cutscene. Give me a flashback. Give me a cutscene. Or at least give me a voice. I mean, the voice of the main character that falls through the rift. He had a great voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's not him reading the books, but I mean, if they got him, as a voice actor, I'm sure they could have got somebody else, and I would have listened. I guarantee I would have listened instead of just doing what I did, was just flip to the end of the book to figure things out. I would have listened to the first, 3 or 4 pages at least.
Well, it is interesting to note that these are the original audio files from the original game. I think they are. I know they're at least the same people, and these are people on the team that created the original game doing the voices. I agree with you. The original narration in the opening scene, that guy has a great voice. Now, when you talk about Cirrus and Akinar, the guys in the red and blue books, uh, I mean, it's nice that they kept those original files in there and remastered them, made them sound a little bit better, but they do show their age a bit, right? You could tell this is something that was older and originally had a little bit lower budget. Well, let me just ask both of you, Roots, would you have preferred to have, instead of having the game be remastered, would you prefer to have it rebooted, meaning maybe add some cutscenes in, like Eric's talking about, or get new voice actors to voice over the parts that there are voices for, which isn't, let's be honest, not really a whole lot, not really a big part of the game.
I personally absolutely would love it, but I think what they're doing, bringing back the game, they wanted to bring back it in its entirety for the nostalgia, right? So for someone like you, for Scion would be like, what the fuck? Like this? No, there's no cutscene. This is not the way it was. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would imagine you'd want it the way you remember it, right? Just brought into VR and sharpened up and made it to look amazing.
Yeah, well, that is true. Like, while some people probably would enjoy a complete reboot of the game, it's certainly that there are those who are coming here for the nostalgia factor, and we can't undersell that. This is the community around this game is a vast community, and they buy. I mean, they reboot this game more than Skyrim, or I'm sorry, remaster it more than they remaster Skyrim, and they always buy it. The entire MYST community always buys every version. So I got to imagine that this game has sold some headsets because it's a remaster. Eric, would you prefer a reboot to this remaster?
Yeah, I'd rather have the reboot. But again, I didn't play the original, so I don't have a connection to the original. So I know this game is loved by a lot of people. The original, they have fond memories of sitting in front of their computer, point and clicking, and looking at something that was gorgeous for the first time. And this is not the gamer that I was. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I'm just not into that. So I would have preferred the cutscenes, the story, the voice acting, and Akinar does sound like a simp, Cirillo. I agree 100%.
Scion says the voice of Atris and Akinar is Rand Miller, who was one of the owners of Cyan, and the voice of Cirrus is Robin Miller, former Cyan dev. So, yeah, you know, I can kind of see both ways here. Like, I definitely, having played this game back in the day and been a fan of it. Like, I'm not a super fan like Scion or anything, but I did love this game when it was new, and I did play through it when it was new. So yeah, it does bring back uh, some feeling of nostalgia for me. Uh, but I would like for there to be a happy medium. Like, I'm not so sure that I would need cutscenes for the novels. I would enjoy some narration for it though, and I do believe that they could have redone the voice parts for Sirius and Akanar, and it would have improved the experience for me. Um, Now, with that said, they didn't leave it untouched. Uh, when you open the blue book and the red book and you start to see Sirius and Akanar coming through, used to they had these video files, like literal like video files that were shot with a camera that would kind of fade in and out. They've now replaced that with CGI characters, video game characters, and it looks better. And I'm not even sure that they did that for the Quest version. I don't really remember. Do either of you recall whether or not they used the original video files or if they had characters on the Quest version?
I don't remember at all.
I don't remember. I don't remember it being different. So I think it was the same.
Yeah, originally it was more like Abduction. If you've played Abduction, you'll know when you encounter characters in that game, it's like a video file, which it looks a lot better in Abduction, actually. I don't know if they remastered it or what, but it looks really good in Abduction. But I think that the characters in this game are an improvement over the original video files that they had in there. So I was happy to see that.
Does anybody look?
Are you a bigger fan of Abduction than MYST?
Well, that's the question here, and really, I would need to play into both of them to make a final call on that. But yeah, I mean, I think I kind of do like Abduction better as a game. It's a newer game. It has a larger scale. Really a lot of MYST. And really, I guess if you're going to review MYST in 2021, a full VR, fully remastered version of MYST, really the question comes down to how much of your enjoyment is the game, like actual gameplay and the merits of the game, and how much of it is nostalgia and novelty. And for someone like me, it's pretty much equal parts both. Like, it's just as much about the novelty of being in this world that I remember so fondly as it is playing the very challenging yet satisfying puzzle game. Where with Abduction, there's none of that. It's all about how amazing that game is in VR, and right now I kind of lean Abduction as to which one that I enjoy more from a pure gameplay perspective. But again, I haven't finished either of them in VR, so I really couldn't say. Roots, Abduction or MYST?
I don't know. If you asked me this yesterday, I would have said Abduction hands down, but I'm starting to get into MYST. I would also need to get a little bit further into it. I enjoyed Abduction. I kind of enjoyed the story and the way it's being told better in Abduction, because I really felt a little bit more connected with the characters. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. This is, like Eric said, you're dropped into this world, and now you just kind of have to wander around and figure stuff out. And for people that enjoy that, it's amazing. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm glad I watched Sion's video. I got a little secret there. That's what I was going to ask you. Is anybody being distracted by what, because you can see I'm watching Sion and he's explaining stuff. And I'm like, what is he explaining? Because I know he's like the guru of this game. So I'm thinking about, even if I don't bring a live Sion in with me, I may bring a window with this video, and I'll be bringing Sion with me in spirit to play this Cyan game. And it's going to be amazing.
Well, Veraza says the big sell is the nostalgia for the core fans of the game. Was one of the smartest and probably easiest games to bring to VR. So I agree with that to an extent. But Roots here and Eric are proof positive that it's not all nostalgia because they don't really have any of that. To them, this is just another puzzle game. It's another VR game, and they both found some enjoyment in it.
I
But
think
I can see what you're talking about though, because I'm so looking forward to playing Resident Evil 4 in VR because that was that was one of my favorite games. You know what I mean? So I can see when I'm playing Resident Evil 4 and I'm going to those locations and I'm doing those things in Resident Evil 4 in VR, I'm gonna feel that. I'm gonna feel that same thing, and it's a part of it, right? They kept it almost the same. So whatever you feel in a game, whether it be just nostalgia or if it's just a great game, it's all part of the game. So I think you got to keep it in there. You got to make it part of the package.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see, I've lost my spot here in the Drillo says he's never played Abduction, and it is on sale right now. Drillo, it's like $10. I highly recommend it. Especially if you like this type of game. I think what the reason why I give it the early nod over Myst, both are great games. So don't take my praise of Abduction as putting Myst down in any way. I really like Abduction. It has a lot of what you like about Myst. I mean, it's got most of what you like about Myst. It's got those same cryptic type of puzzles that you really have to keep your head on straight and take notes, pay attention. But it has a larger world to explore. I mean, a lot of the exploration in Myst comes from jumping from realm to realm, but Abduction has that too. And not only does it have that, but each map in Abduction that you're jumping from is larger in scale. And I think that Onakazi makes a good point here when he says Abduction has 20 years of experience of making games like Myst was the first. And I think that that's a very valid point here. And really, my answer to this question ultimately is you should play both if you like this type of game.
Yeah, I agree. I like the thing about the Myst that I'm and Abduction that I'm liking is the puzzles are logical. It's like when I turn on the motor, I just happened to be looking in the right spot and just zoning, wasn't even really paying attention. I said, "Oh wait, there's little knobs on the side there," and I said, "Oh, and let me try that," And I like that. I like that type of puzzle. I like and now I'm not a big one on taking notes, but that's what Scion's for.
Well, when I say take notes, that's what you would do back in the day. Now you're taking screenshots. But they're both that type of game where you'll see something on one side of the map and it'll solve a puzzle all the way over on the other side of the map. So you really have to keep your eyes open and keep your mind going with regards to these puzzles because all the clues you need to solve the puzzle are there. They're just not there with the puzzle. They're somewhere else in the world. And that's really the kind of thing that I originally enjoyed about Myst. And it's one of the things that I really love about Abduction as well.
Yeah, Myst was when you played it was next level, right? It was a new type. It was revolutionary, right? It's crazy.
Yeah. Never played anything like it. That's why I loved it so much. Like I'd never seen a game like that where I had to like write stuff down to progress. Like it was a new level of challenge from a puzzler perspective. And I mean, I fell in love with it immediately. It wasn't just that either. I mean, it was that, but I mean, it was one of the first games to use digital video assets in the game. And it was one of the first games to really show off the power of CD-ROM, which sounds funny today, but back then when everything was all 8-bit, 16-bit, cartridge games was most of gaming back then. To see something on a CD-ROM, that played out and looked like a movie at times, it was really amazing. There was so much I loved about that game, and the game's, I mean, the fact that we're sitting here 30 years later talking about it shows what a quality game it was outside of the innovation of the time. The puzzles still hold up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and this is that was a game back then that made console gamers jealous, right? I mean, leading up to that, PC was not, wasn't as big, hadn't really taken off yet. So there wasn't a ton of PC players out there, and this game made a lot of PC, brought a lot of people into PC, because everybody wanted to play this because they saw it. So people were like looking at their 8-bit, consoles and going, "I want to go play that. I want to go play that beautiful looking, realistic looking, photorealistic looking game on PC." And I think it kind of spearheaded the launch, right?
Yeah, yeah. Wolveraz in the chat says in the old days on PC, CD-ROM was 1 disc per island required for you to change disc each time you flopped islands. I don't remember that. I remember that it was a couple of discs. I don't remember specifically having to change it too often, but I probably didn't jump around that much either. Dark Angel says, "Wait, no 900 number hint line to call and run up the phone bill." Right. Well, you never know. We might be able to look one up. A lot of these old 800 numbers still work today, if you call them.
The sex ones. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Drillo in the chat says, "I do quickly get annoyed and have to take a break from puzzlers after not having been given a gun or something to stab with." Well, I can feel you there, and that's a good segue. Negatives. I mean, I've already listed my very limited list of negatives with the game, and again, it's all very minor, nitpicky stuff. But I do wish that the run speed wasn't quite so quick, and I do wish that the photo album was more instantly available from the game rather than have to constantly go back and forth to the pause menu. Roots, any negative criticism you have of MYST on PCVR?
Not really. Not anything more than what you just said. I mean, it's really good. I mean, I was impressed with the fact that it was DLSS off of day one. There's just so many games that they can't even get it. You can't even get it to run on every headset on day one, or you know what I mean. They had a really good launch, and it shows in the reviews. So,
what about you, Eric? Any criticism?
I mean, you got a couple nitpicky things, right? I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, they make this beautiful world and this beautiful environment, and they give me the crappiest looking hands in VR.
yeah, I did notice that.
Why? And then why is my hands clipping through everything? Why is it when I go to grab a lever, my hand disappears? Why can't I see my hand grip the lever and pull the lever down? Why can't, if I grab a ladder to climb a ladder, why is my hand disappear into the ladder? They put so much detail and so much effort into making this beautiful environment, and they get like stupid, silly things wrong. It just breaks you out of your immersion of where you are. And it's a nitpicky thing. It doesn't hurt the game in any way. The game is still amazing. It's just my nitpicky thing where I'm like, why do that? You have this beautiful looking game, and you kind of cheaped on that part of it. You know what I mean? Which is a big part, because basically all you see in the game is your environments and your hands. So,
yeah, I didn't notice most of that, but I did notice with the ladders, like the ladder climbing was a little bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the climbing was okay. It's just I just don't understand why you have to disappear. And maybe again, your hands pass through everything too. I mean, give me some detection.
Well, you can grab the ladder with one hand and kind of pull yourself up and just let it go, and you'll float there.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. You like I wanted to get down the ladder very quickly, and I thought I would just grab it and let go, and nope, you've got to literally ladder all the way down with it. Oh, but there is, to their benefit, there is an option in the menu where you can auto climb stairs and ladders, which I didn't want to do that. I just kind of wanted to drop down a short drop, but it won't let you. You'll just float there until you literally move yourself down the ladder.
Drillo says, Eric, the reason for those is Quest. I'm assuming he means the hands, although they were able to make everything else look amazing. See, and that's one of the things that I wanted to touch upon as I'm disagreeing with you, Drillo. And apparently Onakazi. Uh, it's how it's just amazing how well, actually I forgot what I was gonna say. You guys let me
Well,
think.
I'll tell you what I'm going to say about that is like they've been working on this thing for what, another 9 months since it came out on Quest, and it's completely overhauled visually. There's new features
Mm.
in the game that weren't present on Quest, and you're saying that the hands and all of this weirdness with the hands is because of Quest. I think that's kind of a cop out. I think that's that there's really no validity to that at all. If they had thought that this was going to be an issue for people, they could have easily fixed it. I just think it's more of an oversight on the part of the developer. There's plenty of stuff in this game that the Quest can't do. So why did this one thing get carried over, and now all of a sudden it's the standalone's fault? I disagree.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff you can blame on the Quest. Okay, there's a lot of ports, or things that move from PC to Quest that you can blame on contractors. Onward. There's things that you can definitely blame the Quest on. You can't blame the Quest in this one, okay? Because there's no reason that they made this game look as beautiful as they did, and they didn't make. So you're saying they couldn't make the hands better because they had to make sure the hands looked good on the Quest or looked that way for the Quest, but they made everything else look better. So yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Onakazi's got a good point too. It's a flat release as well, so maybe it had something to do with that. But that was my point. What I was going to say was, we hear the cop out all the time of well, the PCVR game couldn't be better because it's attached to the Quest. People always say that. Oh shit, it's a Quest release. It's gonna be, if the PC release is gonna look like crap. And I've said this many times, that it's up to the devs if they want to put the work in to make the PC VR. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's on the Quest. Now, if they're lazy and they port it, absolutely, but has nothing to do with there's like apples and oranges.
Roots, $30. What do you think?
I think it's if you like puzzle games, it's definitely worth $30 for sure.
Yeah, and notably, it's cross-buy on Oculus, and if you choose to buy this on Steam, which it is available on Steam as well. The cool thing is while there isn't this whole cross-buy thing like Oculus has going on, you can play it in VR or play it flat. Like you can't play the Oculus version on your flat panel. It's only VR. But if you get the Steam version, you can play it on your monitor or in VR. So it's kind of the same thing. You're getting two versions of the game for $30. Eric, what do you think about the pricing on it?
Yeah, I mean, for the tiny little bit of complaints I have about it, it's worth it. It really is. I mean, and again, this isn't my game. This isn't my type of game, but this is a $30 game. I mean, there's a lot of other $30 games out there that don't look a quarter as good as this one, and the puzzles are great and they're imaginative. You know, it's not an easy game. Okay, it's not an easy game, but they don't want you to be an easy game. And if you're buying this because you like MYST, then you like MYST, and what I mean. If you're going into this blind and you don't like puzzle games, then it's your fault for doing that anyway. Spending $30 on a puzzle game. So again, if you want this game, or if you have an interest in this game, you're gonna like it because you like puzzles, and this is a great puzzle game, and it's beautiful.
Unless someone tricked you.
I've heard. Well, let me ask you this then. This is generally the part where we move on, but I feel like a little more discussion is deserved here because it is MYST. It is kind of the OG granddaddy of all these other puzzle games. Nostalgia aside, where does this stack up in the hierarchy of VR puzzle games? Like, obviously, there's a lot of VR puzzle games. We've been talking about them a lot lately, and there's a lot of really good ones. Where do you think, Eric, this ranks? Is it kind of average? Is it above average? Is it near the top of the heap? Where do you think MYST VR stands in the hierarchy of VR puzzlers?
I mean, this is where people are going to hate me because, I mean, I'm going to put it probably like under the room, and probably under, yeah, yeah, maybe second or third. The room. I mean, I really liked. I Expect You to Die too. I really liked it. I went back to it after we played it, and I beat it. I put more time into it. Again, I'm not a puzzle guy, but and I know that's it's comparing apples to oranges. It's a puzzle game, but they're really not comparable. But I just had more fun in that game. But yeah, I would say the Room VR is definitely, if you're talking really, really good atmospheric puzzle games, I'm going to pick that one over Myst, but probably right about there, second, third.
So toward the top tier, then you're saying it's not your favorite, but it's one of the best in VR.
Yeah, for sure, definitely, and it's definitely the most beautiful puzzle game that you'll find out there.
Yeah, it's very good looking. Root, same question. Where do you think Myst belongs in the hierarchy of VR puzzle games?
I think it's definitely at the top. I would say for me, of course, I haven't finished Myst or the Room, so I would say for me they're both close, and because the puzzles are similar. You know what I mean? I just enjoy the puzzles, and I don't normally enjoy every puzzle game. Scion, it looks like your video card is struggling with right there for some reason. But no, I enjoyed it. Now I was going to tell you, Wes, I just looked because I thought I had read somewhere that the Oculus version you can start in desktop mode and you can play it flat if you want.
Well, thank you for correcting me there, Roots. And Simplex, you can go ahead and delete your comment now because Roots has corrected me. I stand corrected. You can play the Oculus version on your desktop, which I think is the only case. And I probably shouldn't say this because there's going to be some other obscure one that they pull out to say, well, what about this one? It's the only one that I know of. If that's true, this is the only title that I know of that you can do that with in the Oculus catalog.
Which is cool, because they must have allowed it, right? So I don't know, but I definitely think it's at the top tier. And I plan on playing through both of them. See, I lean more towards this for myself than the I Expect You to Die 2s, just because that is like, for me, that's trial and error repetition, and sometimes I find that annoying as fuck. It's like I got to do the same thing over and over and over. And so that's where I get frustrated. I'd rather look at something for a while and then have it suddenly click. But it's different types, right? So
I agree with you. I think we all agree that this is among the best puzzlers in VR. It's an evergreen. It's a wonderful game, and as beautiful as it is, and as compelling as the story is, it's the puzzles that make this game. And while games like I Expect You to Die, obviously they feel more like a VR game when you're playing them. Like you can tell those games were made with VR in mind. When you compare it to something like Myst, I kind of feel like what Roots is saying has some merit here. And I mean, I felt like I Expect You to Die was kind of easy, especially when you compare it to something like this. So I enjoy the challenge of a game like Myst. And while it probably isn't my favorite, it obviously probably isn't my favorite puzzle game from this developer in VR. It is better than most, and I think $30 is a more than fair price, especially when you consider the cross-buy angle. So
Eddie C says 100% the Room is better than Myst, and he also says a chair in the room is better too.
I love a chair in the room, but I think with that game, it's more about the vibe and the story is what I really like about a chair in a room. It's one of those dark escape the room type games, which I just enjoy being in those worlds.
Well, Wes, there's good news for everybody that's listening to the podcast or chat here in the chat. If you don't have the money for Myst, but you have Viveport Infinity, they're talking about that it is on Viveport Infinity, so you can play. Wolveraza's downloading it right now, or tonight anyway. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get around to. I'm just going to have to pick one, right? Because I've started streaming now, and I've made a commitment to start finishing titles. I need one of the titles on my list to be a puzzle game, and there's so many that I've started and so many that I haven't tried yet. I need to just pick one and play through it, and then go on to the next one. So I'll leave that up to you guys. You guys let me know which puzzler would you like for me to play through first, and of course we'll do it together as we have been doing here on the channel, or maybe even on the other channel. But let me know, guys, which puzzle game would you like to see me play through first? Is it Myst? Is it Abduction? Is it The Room? Is it something else? Flow Weaver I need to get back to. Let me know, and we'll do it together.
I think you should definitely try The Room. I think you'd love The Room.
I think you're right.
The atmosphere in that, the puzzles in that. I mean, that's super. That's right up your alley. Really is. And I'm shocked that you haven't played it yet. Really.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play it. It's just, you know how it is, man. There's so many games to play. It's just like, what do? You know?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Ray Pope says Abduction. Yeah, I've kind of been leaning toward going back into Abduction with friends. So yeah, it's a good possibility. Scion says Myst or Abduction. Play through The Room, easier to finish than Myst. Maybe, but I mean, I've already got probably the first hour of Myst down. Like I've played it a couple times recently, so I mean, I don't know how long it would take me to roll credits on it, but we've already got the ball rolling on that one. Derillo says Myst, so no debate with Derillo. He wants to see me play Myst. So we got 1, 2, 3 for Myst. Oh no, sorry, 2 for Myst, 1 Abduction, 1 for The Room. So from the people in chat, so far it's Myst. So again, we'll get to all of them. But looks like we may be starting out on Myst. Anyway, Dark Angel says Myst or The Room. So there's a vote for each. ET2K9 now says Myst. Mepper says I like The Room, and I think it is shorter than Myst and Abduction. That's a good point. So it appears like we're going to be going through Myst first, but you guys that are watching this after the fact, leave a comment down below which one you want me to try first. And we're on Trover right now, but we can do the Myst next if that's what you guys want to see. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up our Myst discussion. I think it's a pretty glowing review overall. We all three enjoyed it. We all think that $30 is a fair price, which isn't always the case. Generally, if a game is priced at $30 or higher, it's a point of contention in our reviews. But everybody seems to be very comfortable with that price tag for this one, and I agree. I think it's a fair price, and it's a great game. And if you like puzzle games, especially if you've never played this game, if you have played it, you've already bought it. If you haven't played it and you like puzzlers, I think you should buy it. And I really think that's the last word on that one. Anyway, wasn't the only game we played this week. We also had a chance to try out Windlands for Oculus Quest. This game was a bit of a surprise launch a couple of weeks ago, as this game came to the Oculus Quest applab. And you know, it's interesting, as someone who started on PlayStation VR, I've been aware of Windlands since the very beginning of my time in VR. This was a popular title on PlayStation VR back when I started playing. And despite the popularity, I always kind of underestimated it. Back then, I didn't know better. I judged this game by what the flat screen footage looks like and said, you know what, that looks a little too indie for me. We'll go play something else. Fast forward through time, I become a PC gamer, and Windlands 2 comes out, which I play and love. It's co-op. We play with the friends. We play all the way through the thing. I absolutely love it. But there's a lot going on in Windlands 2 that Windlands 1 reportedly doesn't have. So with that in the back of my mind, although people keep saying you should go back and play Windlands, I'm thinking, well, now having played 2, isn't 1 going to be a letdown? So I never went back to it. And then a few weeks ago, Windlands comes to Oculus Quest, and the developer contacted me via Twitter and offered up a key. And I was faced with the decision: do I accept it? Because I really don't want to play the guy's game and not talk about it, and I don't want to play the guy's game and then talk bad about it. So what do I do here? So I agreed. And by the way, thank you to John and SciTech Games for providing us with review access to Windlands on Oculus Quest. So that's kind of my backstory, and I went into this game with not very high expectations. Well, let me before I get into what I thought about it. Roots, have you ever played the original Windlands before?
No, same boat as you. I actually bought it, and like a year ago. Never played it. I thought Windlands 2. I've already played that one. Windlands 1's not going to be as good. And boy, was I wrong. At least in my opinion. I felt like it was a little bit more. It's gonna sound stupid. It was like magical, almost like between the music and the way everything felt. I just felt like it was really cool. I like I got to the first shining node and that you could see from a far distance, and you're looking around and you can see all these little shiny yellow teleporting nodes or whatever they are where you need to get to, and it's like, wow, I want to get up there. Um, I was blown away compared to what I thought. I had very low expectations for sure.
Yeah, that was my experience as well. I had low expectations. I didn't think it would be a bad game per se, but I thought at this point in 2021 that the game would show its age a little more than it did. I got into the game and immediately started having fun playing this game. Like, it didn't take any time at all. Like, this game is challenging from the start. It has a good story. The visuals are what they are, but they look a lot better in the headset than what you think they would look like. And it's not about that anyway. It's about the worlds, the vastness of the worlds, and how fun it is to traverse them. I really was shocked at how much I enjoyed playing Windlands. Eric, what were your expectations for Windlands going in?
Yeah, so I actually didn't play either until recently. So I never played the first one, and I really was never into the second one either, Windlands 2, until probably about 3 months ago. And I was in the Virtual Strangers Discord, and Void Citizen was like, I'm going into Windlands. I need some, anybody want to go in with me? Me and another buddy. I'm like, you know what? I bought the two games like super cheap on sale on Steam, and I'm like, I got them. Let me go in because I haven't been in there. So I went in and played Windlands 2 with Void, Space Denizen, and he kind of showed me the ropes, and I loved it, man. I was like, this game's amazing. So I was kind of the same boat. I'm like, all right, I've already done two. I don't know what one is going to show me that's going to be any better or any different. And then I went in today and I liked it better. I really did. It's
Wow.
fast. It's faster. The movement is better. I don't know what it's a little bit different in two because you have more to do, right? You have more you have to do. And here you're really it's just about the movement. So you can actually start to get yourself going, I think, a little bit faster, I think, with this one. I don't know
Well,
if it flows better or what it is.
Well, I
The
mean,
level.
it's a completely different type of game than the Windlands 2. I mean, while the locomotion is very similar, the game itself, what you're doing, is completely different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, two. You have you have a weapon. You're shooting, and you're not just. And this is basically just platforming, right? You're just moving from spot to spot, and trying to get there, as fast as you can, or just trying to get there. Sometimes just trying to get to some of these spots is amazing. You know what I mean? Just trying to get to certain areas, and it's almost a puzzle in itself, trying to figure out where you have to go next, right? And how you're going to get there, which is awesome.
Yeah, that was a big part of the game for me, is trying to find my way across to the other sides of the map. And the maps are very they go in all directions. They're not just horizontal, they're vertical as well. And I mean, I was immediately taken aback, Roots, at just how high you can climb in the very first world. Like this thing, it gives you that feeling like when you're playing Stormland and you look off in the far distance and you can see in the clouds the later worlds in the game. That's how the original first map is in this game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy. And like Sion was saying, it's the second one didn't give him a fear of heights or like that. Oh, I'm really high, but the first one did, and I was even feeling that a little bit as you're swinging around. They did a really good job of the giving you that sense of being up really high, right? So
Yeah, it was kind of like to the top in that sense where you know the maps have kind of these branching arms that you kind of go off into, and you'll climb to the top of one, and then you have to come back down and go to the next one, and you have to find your way how to get over to the next one. But I know for me, at least once or twice, when I get to the top of one of these things, I have to try at least once to jump to the other one because you're so high up and you can see a platform that's really close to the bottom. And you think, I might be able to make it. Now, I never did. I never did make it, but it's that same free fall feeling that you get when you're playing like a to the top and you decide to jump off. What did you think about the sheer altitude of this game, Eric?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's dizzying, and I love that. I mean, there's not many games that can make me feel like that anymore. We're all pretty much veterans of VR now by now. There's not many games that can affect me in that way, and I look for them now. I like them, and this did. I mean, this gives you vertigo. I mean, with some of these spots because sometimes you're holding on just by like one. You're like on top of one of these trees, and you're just trying to get yourself up to the top so you don't fall. And you look down, and you're like, oh wow, this is high, and you feel it, man. And that with the speed of it when you get swinging really fast, it just gives you that sense of like height and speed. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, it's very good. Dark Angel in the chat says, I haven't done a swinging game yet. Kind of unsure if I'd get motion sick. And ET2K9 now says, don't start with Windlands then. And I have to agree with that. This isn't the first grappling game that you want to play. If you don't have one yet, I would suggest maybe Jupiter first. This game, and I, disclaimer, I have an iron stomach. I never get sick in VR, but I got to be honest, playing this one and the second one, while it didn't make me sick, I did always kind of have an uneasiness to my stomach. Like I feel like I could get sick if I didn't take a break at a proper time. You know what I mean? I never got sick. I played it, over an hour at a time. But certainly not a game that I would recommend for beginners. Roots, did you have any kind of discomfort playing this game?
No, I don't. Not discomfort, but I like that feeling of feeling like you're up high, like you know what I mean? Because I'm not really on top of a building. I can't really fall and die, so it's a good feeling to me. It's like it's good to find a game where you can feel that again. So they clearly whatever they did it very well, and I agree. This is not something to start on. I would agree with Jupiter is an amazing platformer, and it's good anyway. Why would you not want to play that one, right? So
right, yeah. Eric, any discomfort while playing?
No, none at all. But again, I don't. There's very few games that get me sick. I don't. Dying Light. That's the only one, and that was fake because it was a VR mod.
Oh, it's cutscene.
Space Dennison has a very good point. He says you should try Swarm with the 2-hour refund window. I hear it's easy on people too, and you wouldn't think so because that game is so fast paced. But yeah, I found Swarm to be completely comfortable. What do you think about that recommendation, Roots?
No, I think it's amazing. It's an Alien Kara special. Swarm is something that everybody should play. It's awesome, and I think you would enjoy it. Dark. It's so fast paced. You get to shoot. You get to do everything, and I've never played a game that feel. I mean, it's on the top of the list for the best of the games of the year for me. For Quest, it was amazing.
I don't know how they did it with that game. I mean, that game is just as fast as this game, and you're up sometimes when you racket yourself way up high, you're just as high, and there is nothing in that game that makes you motion sick. I hear a lot. I see a lot of new people in VR over in the group, and I have never heard anybody complain about getting sick in that game. So I don't know what they did in that game to get rid of it. But there's no vignetting either. They don't make it cheap either. You know what I mean? They're not taking it easy on you. Whatever they do in there, I don't know how they do it. But Swarm or Jupiter would be the two recommendations for me.
Yeah,
Jupiter
yeah.
because you're inside, I think it helps.
Yeah. By all rights, Swarm should make people uncomfortable, and it just don't. And it was one of the things they marketed that game on, was that it wouldn't make you sick. And I was skeptical, and I was proven wrong. I mean, it was completely comfortable. And what you're saying is true. No one ever said, that game made me sick. And by all rights, it should. So I would suggest Dark Angel, if you want to play an action shooter game with grappling, play Swarm. If you want a pure classic platformer style gameplay, play Jupiter. Both of them are great games, and both of them pretty much must own, I would say.
Absolutely. Phil Yarn says
Yeah.
Swarm was not my stuff. I get it though. I say, Phil Yarn,
How dare you?
how dare you, bro? Like, that's Swarm. That's my baby. What are you doing to me, man?
It's my Yuki.
Yes.
For-
Yeah, that's his Yuki. Or
Noel DBZ2 stopping by the chat says, "Hey, all. Hello, thanks for stopping by our late night VR discussion. You have picked a good episode to drop in on, let me tell you, because we have two banger games and then another list of the very best of SteamVR, which I think people are really going to dig as well."
yeah, Drollo said he was ready for that. He's looking forward to it. So I'm looking forward to giving you the goods, bro.
Yeah, we got a good list for you, Jarillo.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, back to Windlands. Shocked and blown away at how much fun this was. I have a lot of the same things that I said about Jupiter apply here. This is kind of like old school platforming in VR, only where Jupiter was kind of an indoors thing. It was kind of confined. This is the polar opposite of that, with vast open worlds to explore, almost to the point of confusion. Like you bring these crystals back to the hub world, and I think it unlocks other parts of the map. Did you guys, Eric, did you check out any of the other like subworlds from the hub, or did you just stay mainly in the green one?
I went into one other, and I don't even know how I got there. To be honest with you, I don't know what I was doing, but I was grabbing as many crystals as I could, and I think I must have opened one of the gates up, and I went in there, and I thought the screen just went black on me, and all of a sudden I was in a different spot. And but yeah, I mean a big part of this game is just figuring out where you got to go, because it's not easy, and there's multiple paths. So there's no one exact way to go there. You can go probably 3 or 4 different ways to get to where you have to go. So that's some of the fun of it, is the exploration of it, to figure out where the best path. And yeah, I mean, it's so cool.
Did you try any of the other maps, Roots?
I did, actually. I did what Eric did, but I completely knew exactly what I did. I put the crystal in, and they said, you unlocked a world. I'm surprised you didn't see it. Maybe you didn't get to that point, but there was a point where it was almost part of, like, it was a tutorial. You found the crystal, and it said, this is the hub. You put it in there, and then it said, you open up other worlds, and then a big doorway opened up, and I ran and I jumped through, and I was like, hell yeah, I want to see the new world. And it was cool. It was a whole new world, Wes.
Yeah, I did the tutorial thing, but I must have misunderstood it. I thought that when each world that you went into would have a little hub spot for you to put the crystals in, and I didn't know at first that I had to go back. So when I went back, I had like 2 or 3 crystals in tow, and then I went back and then deposited them all at once, and then all of a sudden these gates start popping open everywhere, and you go into these other worlds and you realize very quickly that as challenging as the first world was, that was a cakewalk, bro. The later ones are nuts.
Yeah, I can imagine. One of the best things that this game is, the platforming is like, you're way up high, right? And you're jumping to these platforms, and you have to time it right. You have not only that, but you have to jump at the right velocity to where, because you'll overshoot it. You have to push back on your joystick, and you're, oh my god, please, you're like going towards the edge, and you barely catch the edge, right? It's I don't know, man. I really enjoyed it, and there's a story being told here. You're being pulled through a story, and that's one of the things that, even though Windlands 2 had a story, it was a little weak. And I feel like, even though I've just started, this one seems to be a little bit more detailed. So
There's lore.
yeah, there's lore.
Yeah.
Everybody loves lore.
Now Windlands 2 had multiplayer though, so this does not, right?
No.
No multiplayer. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, this is single player only.
It's garbage.
I'm
Yeah,
yeah.
just kidding.
Garbage town for sure.
Hell yeah.
Now, so negatives. Let me ask you this before we get on negatives. Eric, what difficulty level did you play this on?
I did the middle one where you have to use the bushes. The pretty much the bushes is the only thing you can grab onto.
Did it bother you at all that there was no in between? Like, so for those of you who don't know, the easy difficulty level is you can hook anything. Like anything you hit with your hooks, it'll grab. And the normal difficulty level is you can only grab bushes and treetops. And then like the hard level was the same thing, only bushes and treetops. So I guess maybe there were fewer bushes. I don't know. But I would have personally preferred there to be like an in-between where you can grab anything green, like the grass, the bushes, anything green you could grapple, but you can't grab like everything like the easy level is set up to do. I also played it on normal, but I found myself trying to grab the grass an awful lot because that's something you can do in Windlands too. Roots, what level did you play on?
Same, middle, normal. And it is weird. I didn't think about that, but you're right. The grass was able to be anything that was green before you could grab. And so you get used to, even just as you were like flying down, you could grab the grass and stop yourself. So I would imagine, I didn't try to grab the grass. I was just, I guess because I read the thing, but it would have been nice to be able to grab the grass as well.
Yeah. Any other criticism you can think of at all for this game?
I don't know, man. So far there's not really too much that I can say. I mean, everything that it does well, and it's phenomenally cheap. Like if you want to buy it today, I mean, I don't know what it is on the Quest version. I mean, talk about that. The Quest version, I thought it looked really good in the Quest, right? I was expecting to feel like, I should have played this on my PC version that I bought a year ago, but I really didn't care because it looked so good.
Yeah, I felt like it probably looked identical, right? Like this is what I expected it would look like on PC. Eric, thoughts on the graphics, and then any criticism at all for it?
Yeah, so I checked it out because, like I said, I never played it before on the Steam version. So I went in and played the Quest first, and I'm like, this looks really good. I mean, it looks like a Quest game to me. It looks really good. And I was just curious because I know this is an older game. You know what I mean? So it's not, it's not Half-Life Alyx. So I figured it would be fairly close. And I went in and checked the PCVR version out, and I could not tell a zero difference. I mean, everything looks exactly the same. The scope,
Awesome.
nothing's missing. There's no assets missing. It looked like the same exact levels. I played almost all the way through that first level on both, just so I could see, if there was any difference at all. And there was nothing. There was no like a tree missing here or anything like that. So everything was probably one to one, I would say.
Any idea why this would be an applab title instead of on the main Quest store?
No.
I was talking with some of my moderators today. I just don't understand it. I don't know why. Like, why is a game like Warplanes that is already an established game on PC? Why does that go to applab and then have to get itself out? Why is To the Top not still not on the store? Right, it's still an applab. Why would this game that's been out? They already have a part 2 for this game, for God's sakes. It's a proven game. Why would you not put this in the store? Yeah, I mean, is it just because the people get sick in it? Is that it?
Well, again, not too many people complaining about getting sick. Now, obviously, again, this is not something for beginners, but it wasn't entirely uncomfortable either. It wasn't something like that runs so poorly that you're ready to throw up after 15 minutes. So I don't know. I mean, those other titles you mentioned, I think, are a good example of there really can't be any good logical explanation for it. Like there has to be other things at play with regards to how Oculus chooses what comes onto their store. And when you talk about titles like Windlands, titles like To the Top, which are highly revered VR classics, I gotta think that to some extent Oculus is just precluding these games based on how long they've been around. Like, I think they're saying we don't want a 2016 game on our Quest store. We don't want a 2017 game on our Quest store. It has to be something like that because when it comes to games like Windlands and To the Top, you're talking about favorites, right? Classics, games that people love, games that people would buy and are buying from applab. So really, that's the only thing that makes any kind of sense to me.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. I just don't get it. But it's Oculus. Facebook. Let's not forget Facebook is involved in Oculus, and it's where all the weirdness comes from. So.
Well, and here's the biggest part too: is the devs don't even know how to get out of that lab. They're like, they don't even know how to move forward. So they don't even know like if they'll ever get out of that lab. I was talking, me and Roots were talking to Dev last Thursday, and we were talking about App Lab, and that was a big discussion. And he had made a comment. I don't know how to get it. The game was ArcAxer. He's like, I don't even know. I don't even know the first step on how to get out of App Lab. I don't know why I'm in App Lab. There's no communication. It seems like between the developers and Oculus as to why they're in there, number one, and what they need to do to get themselves out of it. So how do you move forward with a game that you made if you have no direction or knowledge of what to do to help yourself along?
Yeah, that I've talked to a couple of developers about this as well, and they all say the same thing. Like there is no communication. Like Oculus is good about telling developers, their paths of action that they can take to appeal or what have you, or some other kind of a adjudication or publication processes, but they don't when they're rejected for something they apply for, they don't give them any kind of path to correct it. They don't say like Sony, for example, which has a notoriously strict QA process with regards to VR. Um, almost everyone fails when they apply for the PSVR store, but they're always given a list of things that if they correct it, then they get on the store. There's none of that from Oculus, and it just leads me to believe that there are reasons other than the game itself that are playing in here. And Scion in the chat says clearly the Windlands dev didn't pay a big enough bribe, and I don't know, maybe that's it, bro. Something for sure is going down here.
Something that has nothing to do with the game. It has all to do with something else, and who knows? But it's a shame because these are good games. These are games that should be on the store. They're games that yes, you can get on App Lab, but like we've said before, even for somebody that knows what they're doing, we sometimes can't find the damn games. Like it's ridiculous, man.
App Lab could be way better.
Yeah.
It's like a double-edged sword though, because the reason you kill App Lab, but if there was no App Lab, this game wouldn't be on. How many people wouldn't be able to experience this game? Who's never been able to experience because they don't have a PC. So, the idea of App Lab is great. The execution of App Lab is shit.
Yeah, I think that, and this is just mere speculation. I think the purpose of App Lab from an Oculus standpoint is to keep people from sideloading. And let's be honest, App Lab is way preferable to what was before App Lab, which was side quest and side loading. At least with App Lab, you don't have to do any of that. You can just go and as long as you're able to find the game, it's easy to buy, download, and install. But I think for Oculus's purposes, uh, they give applab. Obviously, it makes them look like a good guy because they're giving all these devs a break and a chance to sell their game, and at the same time, they get a knockout side quest and side loading, which greatly reduces the potential for piracy with regards to the Oculus Quest. So I think it's kind of a two birds with one stone thing. They come off looking like the good guy, even though that really wasn't their intention. Their intentions were mostly self-serving. That is my theory. Again, though, it's just speculation.
Yeah, everybody in the chat's agreeing. I think it was invented to kill side quests. So
Yeah. And it's quickly become bigger than the Quest Store because right now you're at about a year old as applab, and it now has more titles than the actual Quest Store.
Yeah, like a lot more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Windlands. I think we all pretty clear that we were blown away, and it far exceeded our expectations, even to the point where Eric likes it better than the sequel. Then I would assume then that we're all in agreement here that $15 is a great price for it.
absolutely.
Hell yeah, all day long, and especially you can't play anything that's quite like this with the outside. I mean, you can do grappling, but if you want to go outside and grapple like this, I mean, to where you're like almost platforming, where Swarm is a shooter, this is completely different. It is grappling, but this is different. A different style of game than Swarm, and like I said, Grad is more inside or internal. But this is almost like a platformer, it really is.
Well, it's different too, because Grad, even you're like going through obstacles and things are trying to kill you, and this is just pure platforming goodness. And I never really felt a height thing from Grad either. So if you want that like feeling of being up in the air, and you've like I said, I like it. I also like taking off in the airplane and landing. That's my favorite part. Some people think that's the scariest part. So
Mhm. This is Spider-Man, right? This is Spider-Man in VR. It's closest you're going to get, I think, right now.
Yeah. Beyond all that, though, this is a lot of game for $15. I mean,
yeah,
this is a huge, sprawling open world game with huge maps. And if you like exploration at all, and if you like grappling in VR, I mean, you're going to love this game. My only regret is that it took me 4 years to try this game. I could have been playing this all along, and I just never thought. I never had any inkling it was as good as it is, and that's in spite of everyone always telling me how great it was. So I stand corrected, and I apologize to all those who told me before that I needed to check this out. I should have taken your advice then.
yeah. There's a lot of games out there that we kind of ignore, and people keep screaming, "We need to try that," and we're like, "Dude, we don't have time for that crap."
That's why this show is so great. I was telling some people the other day, I'm like, you need to go check this show out because this will. I mean, you guys show people games that maybe they wouldn't normally go back to. Where maybe another podcast they don't concentrate on the games as much, and hear you guys talk about the games, and how many games have I or anybody else in chat going back to because you guys did it for the show first, so it's a huge help. I mean, it makes your library relevant. You know what I mean? You can go back to these amazing games and find something new that you've had sitting, in your library for 6 months or 3 years.
Yeah, so many games that are amazing go under the radar because they are 3 years old. That Vengeful Rights, or what was the name of the one that just came out? Because it's been
Yeah,
redone.
you nailed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, eventually, right. Yeah.
it's like one of those games that you don't know how good it is because it's a 3-year-old game and everybody's already written it off, and this guy's put all this work into it. So definitely check that one out as well.
Wolveraza in chat says the fact that you need to use a third-party site in order to actually look up applab games is definitive proof that applab is meant to kill side quests and soften the blow of the free games on it. Scion VR says, even though I quit Windlands in frustration, I got my money's worth on the easier levels. So yeah, $15, a very fair price. And just a real quick note before we move on from Windlands, a note for the patrons out there. We've been doing exclusive content and linking it on the Patreon website for you guys. I've got another one ready to go up. My first Windlands experience. I've got an
Ooh,
hour-long
yeah.
gameplay video from my Oculus Quest. I actually recorded this one on my PC. Shout out to CorporateZombie out there for giving me some tips on streaming my Quest into the PC and capturing it. We ran a little test and recorded the Windlands gameplay. It turned out good. So you guys are going to reap the benefits of that. We've got an hour-long gameplay exclusive for Patreon supporters, and everyone's going to benefit from it now, because now I know that I can stream from my Oculus Quest headset in a sufficient enough quality that I don't feel bad putting it up. So a good day for Oculus Quest fans and players out there. We're going to be tackling some of those titles on the channel here as well, and it's all thanks to CorporateZombie. So again, big shout out to him, and again, patrons, just keep an eye out on the Patreon website after today's show. I'll post the link, and you guys can start watching the newest exclusive video I've got ready for you. Anyway, with that said, Eric said it. We're all about the games here on Virtual Strangers, and with so much being said lately about PlayStation 5 VR, PlayStation VR Original, and Oculus Quest, sometimes PCVR gets looked over a little bit. So from time to time, we like to stop, hit the brakes, and shine the light on some of the best titles that are available on the PCVR platforms. And I say platforms because there are many, right? There's Epic Games, there's Viveport, there's Oculus, and let's be honest, we've done best of Viveport a bunch of times. Last time we did best of Oculus. So this time we decided to do the very best of SteamVR. And the way this works, each of us has selected 5 titles from the SteamVR library that we think deserve more attention. And we're just going to take turns going down our list, highlighting these games and telling you guys a little bit about them. So I think, by the way, Traveling Man 3775 in the chat says Songs in the Smoke coming on the 18th. Yeah, I know, dude. That's exciting news. Looking forward to checking that one out.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm going first. Is that correct, Roots?
Yep.
All right. So my first title of my best of SteamVR is a title that I'm sure most of you have heard of. It's a title called VR Rescue of Girls. So VR Rescue of Girls is a VR horror game with the theme of secret room adventure.
Ooh.
Players can wear a helmet to enter the underground secret room and experience the thrilling game of escape from Secret Room. Guys, I know most of you probably have already heard of this title out there. Can you believe, Roots, that so many people have yet to play VR Rescue of Girls?
Yeah, well, it's surprising. It kind of makes me a little upset because, like, what do you not want to rescue girls? What's wrong with you? Like, this is something that should be high on everybody's list, right?
I just wish listed it right now.
Yeah.
Too scary for you, Eric, or you think you'll be all right in this one?
I don't know. You think it'd be okay if I had my wife sit next to me and help me get through it?
Maybe she could even like play the role of the girl. Maybe you never know.
Yeah.
So reading from the Steam description of this game, this is a VR horror game with the theme of secret room adventure. Roots, can you think of a better theme than the theme of secret room adventure?
I don't know, man. It's definitely there's a couple that come to my mind. I'm just intrigued by these Barbie doll like mannequins that are everywhere That's actually could be kind of creepy.
Yeah, did you notice that? I don't know if it's got to the part yet where you come across the evil one in the room and it just kind of scoots out, like slides across the floor. There it is. It slides like Gumby across the floor.
Oh, who doesn't love Gumby?
Players can wear a helmet to enter the secret underground, the underground secret room and experience the thrilling game of escape from the secret room. Enter the underground secret room. The player's task is to find 12 girls in various areas of the secret room, complete the task, and return to the main interface of the game. Be careful of the scary female ghosts and hidden traps that will come and go at will. If you transfer to the set traps, the player needs to restart the game.
Oh, wow.
The game creates a horrible tone suitable for adventure players who love thrills. Eric, obviously we can't enter the secret room without helmet. Does helmet make you feel better?
Doesn't a helmet always make you feel better?
You know who loves to give good helmet?
My mom.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Anyway, VR Rescue of Girls is available on SteamVR. It's on sale currently. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's in a bundle that's on sale with a bunch of other great looking titles.
Oh, God.
But the title a la carte only $2.99 on Steam. What a bargain!
You can't beat that, man. $2.99. That's cheaper than a cup of coffee. Cheaper than just about anything.
Yeah.
Couldn't even imagine what this is bundled with.
What a steal!
Must be something great.
Yeah, super
Oh,
good.
dude, there was some great stuff on there, but we need to know what kind of great titles that you're going to enlighten us with, Eric. What do you have?
So my first one looks pretty amazing, and it's Sam and Dave Floaty Flatmates. And this looks amazing. I can't wait. I'm definitely wishlisting this one.
Can you fist bump the shark? That's what I want to know. We probably don't want to fist bump this shark. It looks a little angry.
Now, I'm going to have to be fair to this one. Let me read the Steam description. Oh no, the world is flooded. Oh no, there is also a really big shark. You are a survivor of the apocalypse, stuck in your apartment all by yourself. So sad. Across the street, there's another survivor. Let's wave to each other, work together, and both reach the boat to get to safety. Now, I got to say, honestly, and I don't know why, but I've heard of this game before. Like somewhere, I knew of this title before. And now, with that said, reviews of this game very positive.
Very positive.
Nearly 500 reviews on Steam of this game. 92% positive rating on it. Highly popular title.
Well, you know what's crazy about this is as you're describing it and I'm watching the gameplay, I'm thinking this actually sounds like something I wouldn't mind playing, right? Because it's kind of like It Takes Two in a sense. You know, you're working together. You can't get to the boat without your buddy, right? I guess he's not your buddy yet, but he's gonna be my best friend, my bestie. Yeah, my boo. I can't wait. Things just got weird real quick. But no. So what's the cost on this one, Wes?
So check this out, right? This game features online player versus player, as well as online co-op. Free to play.
Free
to
play.
God,
I almost choked on my water. That's free? Wow.
They have donationware tiers for this game. So you can donate as little as $1 up to $20 for it. They sell it like it's DLC. I don't know if you actually get anything for your donations or not. You probably do get more stuff.
You get clothes. Different clothes.
But as far as the game itself goes, it's absolutely free to play on Steam. Again, probably has a lot to do with why it's so well received. 500 people, all of which love it. So yeah, it's free.
That's crazy.
I'm getting it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna stream it.
Yeah, we should play it, Mash.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This actually does seem like it'd be a really good stream game.
Oh, it'd
Actually.
be funny as hell, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We can wave at each other.
Absolutely.
Roots, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, mine's a little bit more serious, a little bit more less zany, but this one is called Egg Time 2. This is a sequel. Let's not mistake this for the first one. And the beauty of this one is you get to crack eggs, you get to catch them, you get to do that. The mini games actually look kind of cool, but you know, it's just the kind of game you want to unwind with, I guess, at the end of the day, right?
You know what really sticks out to me about Egg Time 2 is, and you guys can't see it. It's this this thumbnail that they came up with for it. It's got 2 roosters on it and a bunch of eggs, and it's just awesome looking.
It's the best. You know, it's got 10 positive reviews, so it's actually doing pretty good. And this is you can get this at a steal of $5.03. So.
Well, 503. That's not bad. Catch eggs, defuse bombs, and other crazy stuff using special power-ups like variation of bullet time to catch even the most hard to catch eggs. Egg Time 2 from Bartos Studios. This is why we bought headsets, right?
This is exactly why I bought a headset, because I couldn't get enough of catching eggs in real life. I thought maybe somebody will make a game and then I can just totally live my life. You know, this has got everything though. I even saw a shark in this one, so I don't know how that tied into the last game, but it was there.
I wonder if
this is gonna be like Windlands. We need to go back and play Egg Time 1 just to see how good it is.
Oh, this is Egg Time 2. I didn't know Egg Time had a sequel.
Yeah.
This is, wow, how did I miss this?
Yeah, this is insane.
I wonder if the chickens have large talons.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody in the chat, Traveling Man says, you know who else loves the rooster?
My mom.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, good pick, Roots. I didn't, man. How did I not know Egg Time got a sequel?
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's. Dark Angel says it's an excellent deal. Boom. All right, so it's my turn again. My second title on my list of the best of SteamVR is a game called Weird Creatures. Blow up your mind with the easy fantasy shooting simulator. You will travel across forests, deserts, and snowy mountains, accompanied by a powerful allied vehicle to care of. A powerful allied vehicle to care of. Various weird inhabitants will resist you to collect art pieces. Ever struggle to be rewarded. So, guys, this was one that has been in my library forever, and it's just a favorite. I know that you've tried this one, right?
I have not tried it, but it's got hydras. So if you don't want to, who doesn't want a hydra, right? With 3 heads, looks pretty cool.
Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
I'm just so happy that we're Steam sharing now, so I can get a chance to play this thing.
Yeah, dude, you're not gonna be able to play anything else.
The idea for this game was to create Crimson Land-like shooter for virtual reality. The game deviated a lot from the initial idea during development, but I hope it still contains, to some extent, Crimson Land atmosphere. Weird Creatures game contains 4 survival levels inhabited by various weird creatures. The goal is protection of your weird ally vehicle and earning as much experience as you are able. You won't have to protect yourself because there isn't yourself that could be damaged by enemies. Focus your mind on protecting your weird ally vehicle. So there again, just a VR classic. Weird Creatures, coming from a developer whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce. Yeah, this game goes for $10 on SteamVR.
Those creatures are weird. You know what I'm wondering is, like, when you steal this art or you get the art, I guess I'm assuming you're acquiring it legally. You get the art in your gallery. Can you go and look at that art anytime you want? Like, you got this gallery to go check it out. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, this was a concept that I actually was considering pitching to a game studio myself. That I'm sad to find out that
Been
these guys have
taken.
already done it.
Yeah, man, you just had to be quicker on the draw, man. You missed out on your. This totally could have been the thing that pulled you out. You need to quit your job almost.
I mean, Eric, look at that guy. He I think he killed a Hydra with a shotgun.
He did like a one shot, boom, Hydra's gone. Amazing.
Well, who knew, right? That was that easy.
Yeah, Wolveraza says he's this person's one-handing a sniper rifle. So that's how good this person is.
Yeah, Wolveraz is going to write letters to the dev now about the. You got to get those mechanics better, bro.
He needs to
For
reload.
For what it's worth, this is 2016 VR game, as if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, how much you say it was? $10?
$10.
Oh wow, what a steal, bro! Think about what you can get for $10. I mean,
I've been to other art galleries in VR, but none quite like this. I mean, $10 is it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird art.
Everything's weird.
Eric, what's your number 2?
Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is Hot Squat 2. This is a sequel also of the classic Hot Squat 1. And
damn, how am I missing all these sequels, man?
It's crazy.
This actually looks kind of fun, man. Like a little bit, right? Like,
so yeah, this is a game where you do squats. That's basically it.
oh, so you're working out?
Yeah, just trying to do as many
this is
squats
like
as you can.
this is kind of the concept that Pistol Whip was built on, I think.
Kind of like O-shape a little bit, right?
Yeah, I can see the similarities.
Yeah, except all you do is squat. Squat.
Welcome back to Flynn Fitness, the global headquarters for ultimate leg gains and home of the legendary Hot Squat. The gym has gone through a major overhaul featuring 4 gyms to get swole in. 2 main exercises. There's 2 exercises, guys. 4 game modes and a hub world where you can customize yourself. Your legs will be getting the best treatment of their lives. Now, here's the actual cool feature of the game. 100% of profits go to charity.
Oh, wow. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It will be donated to RACES, the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services. So there you go.
Oh, there you go.
So what I found most amazing about this title is number one, MAME fan has it on his wish list. And number 2, VR Spry Guy owns it.
Oh God!
What?
there was another game on my list that Spry Guy owned as well, and I think Wolveraza had one of my games on his wish list, which I thought was kind of crazy.
Wow, this has to be. Well, I mean, if I'd known that Hot Squat had a sequel, I mean, it would be on my wish list as well. To be fair.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, I just want to know what's the difference. What was Hot Squat 1 like? Like, what did they improve, right?
Well, Hot Squat 1 only had 1 exercise. This one, 2.
That's right. That's right.
That's why it's called Hot Squat 2, right?
That's it.
Yeah, Science says, what do I do? What do I do next? Squat.
Papa squat. Papa squat, bro.
Oh, brother. Anyway, good choice, Eric. Roots, what's your number 2, so to speak?
All right, my second game, actually, this is the one that I was just talking about that Wolveraza has on his wish list. It is called Cactus Cowboy number 3, and I'm in a different spot here. Yeah, so it this one actually looks like it's got some good action as far as shooting goes. So
Cactus Cowboy is back in a fully fledged story shooter made for experienced VR gamers. Free Cactus World from the alien robot invasion with the help for your huge arsenal of deadly weapons. Shoot your way from your cacti desert all the way to the moon and fight back the invasion alongside the mighty Cactus Army. free Cactus City and help the cacti of the Windmill Woods out of the misery. More than 20 different weapons and a prickly pair of cactus fists. That's your arsenal. I mean, dude, this seems pretty awesome.
This is epic.
Yeah, actually, it looks like it's got some good action to me. Who doesn't want to have a cactus, right? Cactus weapon.
It looks like it's set in the same city as Taco Face.
Wolveraza says, laugh out loud, Cactus is actually pretty cool dev, smart stuff, but very basic graphics. Well, this is my point of, sometimes the graphics don't matter if the gameplay is good enough. You really can't overlook it, right? Even though this is just, I mean, it may look simplistic. It doesn't look bad. It just looks simplistic, right?
Yeah, and I will point out that while we do this, these best of lists as a way to kind of have a little comic relief and have a little bit of fun, we have found good games doing these lists before. Like, we don't just make fun of all these games. We do try some of them. And, Space Cats with Lasers comes to mind, one that I really enjoyed playing that we initially covered by doing the best of Oport.
Well, this game is free. So this is a game you could try right now, and it actually has, I think it's 42 positive reviews. Just came out June 21st of this year. So it's only been out for, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. So this is a new release with overwhelmingly positive reviews, and it's free. So, not really much more to say about it than that, huh?
Yeah. Who doesn't love it?
Yeah, it should be in everybody's library.
Yep.
And it already has had the anti-frustration and speedrunner update. So.
Yep. Yeah. I'm doing a Wilson impersonation, Eddie C. I'm doing invisible. I'm the invisible man right on this scene. So.
Well, with that said, let's move on to my next title. Another gem, Zombie Death Race Feeding Frenzy. Zombie Death Race Feeding Frenzy is the first competitive VR aquarium style game available on PC and Android. Play against your friends on dedicated servers or play against the single player computer generated AI and progress through the game levels and get the high score. So, zombie piranhas, Roots. What are you going to do?
I try to fist bump them, although they don't look like they're very friendly, so it's probably not a good idea. You can lose a fist that way. But no, I mean, looks like a solid game. Who doesn't want to have a feeding frenzy of zombie death race, right? And you said that, this is what I think when you reading that description, thinking how awesome is it for these devs? They beat everybody to the punch. They were the first to make a game of this nature, and it shows.
Wolveraza asks, are you a shark? No, dude, you are a zombie piranha, okay? And it says blood and gore and immersive atmosphere will get your heart racing. It's like Pac-Man in the sea.
It looks like Pac-Man in the sea. That was completely what I was going to say. This is Pac-Man, right? Oh, no, this is, feeding frenzy, zombies style.
Who doesn't want a game where you have torsos floating in the water and legs and arms that you can go eat?
Where's the race? Where is the death race in this? That's what I want to know. Because that seems weird.
Must be a race for food.
Oh, yeah.
It says it's been a tough year in the Amazon River following the nuclear winter.
Ooh.
There's very little to eat, and a lot of hungry fish are looking for a meal. The migration to the sea was a long journey, but the little piranha clan persevered. At long last, they reached the mouth of the Amazon where the river meets the ocean, where beautiful coral reefs and jellyfish were plentiful. They weren't the only animals looking for food, though. Hungry turtles and sharks and even horrifying sea monsters were joining the party.
Oh, wow.
Then came the first blood, and the feeding frenzy was on. Growing stronger with each bite, the little piranhas started seeing their changes in their friends. Their flesh began to rot, and their eyes began glowing red.
Ooh.
What could this be? What were we eating? We don't care. We want more.
Well, they're going to get more. And Scion says this game proves that VR games actually do have depth, and I 100%. That took the words right out of my mouth. I will never speak of shallow VR games again, because this one here proves that you got all sorts of multiple things going on. There's probably like a scaling up system as well, where you can like level up your piranha. That'd be cool.
Single player, online player versus player with dedicated servers, Steam achievements, Steam Workshop, stats, leaderboards, and level editor.
Oh wow, level
$1.
editor.
Level editor.
$1.
Wow, that's a steal, man.
I think so. I think we might have a new Game of the Year contender.
It's value. Look at the value.
Eddie C makes a good point. They put more effort into writing the description than developing the game. It's more lore than most games I play. So that's crazy.
That's true. That is true. I've seen worse games than this. Believe me.
Yeah, true.
Eric, number 3.
This one's right up my alley. This is Hold My Beer.
Hold My Beer. This comes from developer Lord of the Stack. And this is a ridiculous game where you play the role of an idiot doing idiotic dares and stunts. I don't recommend trying this at home, but since you're doing it in VR, then go right ahead. So this looks like the game everybody wanted when they bought Drunken Bar Fight or whatever it's called.
Exactly. Yeah, you get shit faced and you got to shoot a can off your buddy's head.
Or you get to play Drunken Frogger, which is pretty cool. Who doesn't want to play Drunken Frogger across the interstate, right?
Absolutely. Look at this. Look at this right here. Oh my god.
I like the drunk effects. Like this game will probably actually make you sick to your stomach, much like drinking too much beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He didn't.
Oh yeah.
Failed.
Oh man.
See here. You choose the difficulty based on how much of the beer you drink. If you somehow manage to succeed in your task, you get to drink more and try an even more daring version of the same stunt. Your final score for any dare is a combination of points, time, and how much beer you drink.
Wolveraza says this actually looks like it could be fun. I agree. Like you could play with your friends. Do they have a leaderboard? That's the question. Right. And this would be a perfect game for having people hang out and watch. You know, like you don't want to be there by yourself with these AI idiots. I need some real people to watch.
There is a leaderboard. Now that you mention it, Steam leaderboards.
Nice. Well, this is a no-brainer. What's the cost on this?
This game costs $2.
Oh God, $2. That's a no-brainer, right?
This is steal.
Another great one. Another great one. Like, although I'm sure that most people already have these titles in their library.
Yeah, people have, but probably 50% of people are like, dude, I already own this. I don't know why you're showing me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got all of them, obviously, except for those sequels that I just somehow missed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who doesn't want to play as an idiot doing idiotic things?
Drunken
I
idiot.
love the description.
It's like they made a VR game out of my college years.
Yeah, really.
Roots, number 3.
All right, this one. Then the third one's a little controversial, but it shouldn't be. It's called President Erect, and this is my thought. Like, who doesn't want to slap Donald Trump? Like, either whether you voted for him or not. Like, who doesn't want to punch the shit out of him? This actually looks like it could be. I mean, and you're wielding celebrity dildos at the same time, so it's insane. Game, and I believe this is a freebie, guys. This is a game you could get right now, I believe, for free, if I'm not mistaken.
You know who else would love this game, Roots?
My mom.
Oh yeah, she's really good at fighting people with those things. Yeah, it's free. It is free, 100%. You could be playing this today, and who doesn't want to play this today, right? So this is actually a 5-year-old game, believe it or
not. Number 1 most recommended, most helpful review. My mom caught me playing this game.
Oh, who doesn't want to slap somebody in the face with dildos? I mean, come
Well,
on.
yeah, using a VR controller, of course.
Celebrity dildos.
Well,
Talk about a no-brainer. I mean,
you
come
got
on.
you had the Hillary, you had the Obama. Oh man, this thing is visceral.
Oh man, doesn't it make you just long for the haptic support?
Yeah, yeah. This is a total B haptic support game for sure. I don't know what would be
I wonder
buzzing,
if it
but
has haptics.
Oh my god.
Just the image
Anyway,
of Trump getting slapped around with a dildo. Oh, just too much.
now, I think this goes without saying, but they have to be porting this to PlayStation VR, right?
Yeah, this
Because,
has to be coming.
I mean, Move controllers, perfect for this.
Yeah, they're already
yeah.
shaped the right thing, and you don't need the joystick at all. So you're good. Slap, punch, and smack.
Oh, brother. All right, so we're going to move on quickly from this one. And I'm going to go to my number 4, which is one of my favorites, obviously. It's Yabai Mantis VR. So, what if you suddenly encounter a mantis bigger than you one day?
Oh,
Yabai Mantis VR is a battle simulation game that reproduces such a situation that everyone thinks through a VR experience. Use various weapons and your own movements to defeat the giant mantis that appears in front of you. So again, another no-brainer of a game. I think these guys are stealing my ideas, that they must be spying on me or something through my computer.
well, this is one of those things that has real world applications. You're actually training for the scenario where a giant mantis, if it were to actually attack, you now know how to wield a chair, and you know how to wield a sword at the same, and some pineapples, because that's the
Pineapples, dude.
I never would have thought, but maybe, I mean, that's the thing. This is why, I never would have figured that out if I wouldn't have seen this trailer. So,
Oh, quote, what a hell. Not what the hell, by the way. What a hell. The experimental mantis has grown huge. An accident that suddenly came under a doctor who was secretly absorbed in illegal research. It was a runaway mantis that became huge due to experiments. Not only will human damage occur if nothing is done, but doctors' illegal research will come to light. He is not confident in his strength and has no strong weapons at hand. But you have to do something about it. Is the mantis dangerous? Or is the doctor's tomorrow dangerous? Use a wide variety of weapons to kill the giant mantis before anyone finds it. So it's not about saving yourself or saving people. It's about not letting people find out about the scientific experiment gone awry. Roots, real world stuff playing out in this game.
yeah, that's a real problem, man. If you create this mantis, you better keep it under wraps, right? I would be more worried about surviving its death, because it's funny to me is like, is it gonna, it said something about will it kill you or whatever, and do you not know what mantises do? Praying mantis, they'll rip your head off, bro. I don't want to run into one of those when I'm struck, that's for sure.
Yeah, imagine that, like a VR game that came out. When did this game came out? Oh, it came out in December of 2020. Okay, a VR game that came out in December of 2020 about a lab experiment. Again, by the way, this game comes from Asia. In case you haven't guessed that already, I'm not going to specify where, but it's about a lab experiment that accidentally got loose, and now we have to contain it before the world finds out about it. You can't make this stuff up.
You can't. Well, how do we know this isn't happening right now in real time? This is just their way of sharing it, right?
Yeah, I don't think the mantis is real, honestly, though.
I don't know. I hope not.
Nope. if so, the pineapples will take care of it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we got
for sure the pineapples will take care of it.
The problem is I love pineapple. I'm tempted to cut it open and eat it. That's good. Good stuff.
Yeah. Fresh pineapple's awesome. Eric, number 4.
Number 4 is Granny's Grantastic Grand Venture.
Oh, Granny's Grantastic Grand Venture. I mean, we already knew about this one, didn't we?
Yeah, this was good. This wasn't so good that Wes picked this one too because he liked it that much.
Yeah, we both had this one on our list. Actually, this
Did you
was
really?
one of the first games I picked. Yeah,
Yeah, we had to fight over it because he's like, this is my favorite game, bro. I gotta have it.
While babysitting her grandchildren one evening, Beatrice fell asleep and wandered off. Now she must proceed through a world filled with challenging obstacles, puzzling puzzles, and dank memes to be reunited with her little rascals. This looks cool. And this game is it's only $10.
Yeah, it looks unique. It actually, it's I like the fact that you can fall over and then probably not get back up. But it definitely looks. It actually does look kind of cool, right?
It does. It really does. And then we thought that what was that game? Awaken was the originator of the
Yeah.
VR wheelchair.
No, this is it.
I like how they're doing patty cake. That's so cool, man. It almost makes me want to join in.
Well, you know, $10,
That-
bro. That's all it is. You know, one of the tags on this game is simulation. So
Oh,
just so you know, in case you're wondering if it's arcade style, nah, bro. This is like real life.
Real life, dude. Look at Granny's legs flailing around as she falls over. And
I'm
that's so
told-
real.
Well, this is the thing. I would have been put off if it was not simulated because I have to. It has to be real life. If I'm going to be wheeling as a granny, it's got to be real. These hammers look pretty cool though. I think it looks good. I mean, the graphics look pretty good. I think it'll be pretty cool. What's the cost on it?
$10.
Oh, not too bad, right?
Yeah, not bad at all. Especially when you consider that it's got a 10% positive rating on Steam.
That's it. 10%. Wow, that's pretty good.
10%. Yeah. Well, it does. I mean, there's two positive reviews.
Yeah. Well, you got the developer, and then you got the developer's mom, and there you go.
That's the developer's grandmom.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man, the review says no, just no.
No.
Just don't even try it.
Anyway, this game looks fantastic. Hopefully, Viveport picks it up soon so we can try it out.
That was the best part of this game is the name. I'm not gonna lie, it is just like so fantastically long and ridiculous that who doesn't love it, right?
Yeah, and who doesn't love having big swinging hammers in their house? I mean,
You know who loves having a big swinging hammer in their house, Wes?
I do.
Mom!
Oh yeah, they do. She does.
Wolvie says he wants to buy it just to do a review on it.
You should. You could be the
Do it.
first.
It's like these people make these games for Twitch.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it'd be a great streaming game, right?
People are going to click on it, right? I mean, if they see that, I'd click on it.
Now, Eddie C wants to donate the title to us if we play the entire thing on stream.
I will promise to attempt it. This game, even the developer admits that this game is very difficult, and a lot of the people in the reviews were complaining about the controls being very hard to deal with. So.
No, then use your G2. It'll balance it out.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Number 4, Roots. What do you got?
All right. So this one was actually a classic. I couldn't believe that I found it. It is called VR Flush, and I'm assuming it has something to do with the toilet, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, because it begins on a toilet. What doesn't begin on a toilet, right? And then now you can do it in VR.
You are sitting on a toilet when you are abducted and beamed up to an alien spaceship, where you have to convince an AI that you are really an intelligent life form. So you're sitting on the toilet trying to convince something, I guess alien intelligence, that you're actually an intelligent life form.
Okay.
It's a free VR experience adventure, which we originally made as a 4th semester student project at the University of Applied Sciences in Darmstadt, Germany in 2015. I mean, this game, they just said everything that I would have hoped for them to say. They sold me right there, man.
Yeah, absolutely. What sold me, which I was crazy, as ridiculous as it sounded, it's got 620 positive reviews, or I guess it's mostly positive, or is it positive? So most of the people are saying it's good, which is cool, and it's free. So
Yeah, it's free. And again, who doesn't want to play a student project from 2015? I mean, come on.
on the toilet, you could play this on the toilet, with your Quest if you're close enough.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I was like, this would be a perfect game for Quest.
This would be
Oh yeah.
okay. And don't steal this idea, PD. But wouldn't this be a great you doing a video on the toilet? Make your video
While using B haptics.
yes, with
Yeah,
while
this
using
is
the
a-
haptics.
This is a PD. This is a PD game, like 100%. You just nailed it, dude. PD doing a video from the toilet of VR Flush.
Because he does really good videos, like the from the Blair Witch from the forest, right?
Yeah, right,
So-
right. The only thing that would make it more PD if it wasn't VR Flush, it was just regular Flush, and he vortexed it in the VR from the toilet.
That's right. Because he is Mr. Vorpax. You are correct.
Ray Pope said he played this one.
Really? Oh,
What?
wow. He said, all I did was sit and think and didn't know aliens come and got me. Uh-oh. So they came and got you, huh? Wow. That's scary stuff, man.
Thomas McNostril, crapception. At least they give you. I wonder if the whiteboard works. Looks like you have a whiteboard around you there in your bathroom.
That
I
would
do
be-
see a Half-Life symbol on the paper as well.
Wow. That's kind of crazy, huh? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
when did this come out? This came out in 2018. So
2018. Yeah, they worked on it another almost 3 years after their student project. They continued working on it until they got it ready for Steam, and then they gave it away for free.
yeah, how cool, man. I kind of want to check it out, man. That's cool.
Well, they
There,
had
there is DLC.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot the DLC for $1.99. That's what I was going to tell you. Now that the free, they get you in the door with the freebie.
is it another toilet? Another toilet?
Yeah, so
a
Wes,
different
tell them
toilet?
what the toilet. Yeah,
It's a toilet brush.
yeah, the toilet brush. It's the expansion you didn't know you needed. So
Oh God. Wolveraza says the B haptic starfish cover.
oh, that's very popular for. Well, you know who else has that
Wouldn't
popular?
that be
for?
wouldn't that be a G haptics?
Yes, yes. Oh.
All right, so last round, it all comes down to this, and we saved the best for last, ladies and gentlemen. Muscle Dog Simulation on Steam. It is a story that unfolds in the streets of Inha University, which represents Incheon and Inha culture,
Mm.
which is full of young emotions. Using VR, you can travel around the 77th Street of Inharo, explore the region, and escape rooms will be conducted in each chapter as a game element. By chapter, the storyline is connected, and you can feel the fun and emotion in it. So,
Well,
I mean,
you can buy
who doesn't?
chips. You're buying chips while you're doing this thing too, man. Like that. I don't know
that.
where that fits in, but
What is it? Is it a rabbit?
He's a
it's
muscle,
a muscle dog.
A muscle dog?
simulator. This is a.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. The tags say that it's indie racing game development.
Racing. Oh,
Racing.
Racing, yeah.
wow. Well, I'll tell you what. This is the best racing game I've ever seen. Fuck grip. I'm done. I'm doing muscle dog from now on.
Well, I'm sorry to report this, guys, but official support for HTC Vive and Windows Mixed Reality. So, Oculus players out there, unfortunately,
Mm.
no muscle dog for you.
Well, I can hope. Maybe they just aren't. They don't know, or I don't know. You got Windows Mixed Reality. You can tell us what's up, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely can. It says Muscle Dog Simulation is a free VR game from a Korean developer. It worked on my system, looked okay, sounded okay, played okay, was understandable, had English text, localization, hard puzzles that are made more difficult by the features.
Well, this is your
Devs did not play test or error correct.
This is the puzzle game you didn't know you were looking for, Wes.
Well, joke's on you. This is exactly what I've been looking for.
Yeah. I mean, this is perfect for an applab game. I could see this going to applab and then beaten to the top to the Quest store.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right about that one. Anyway, this is all about the Inha culture, which makes me want to visit Incheon badly. Because if this is part of their culture, I mean, these people must be amazing.
No, like I said, it's a simulator. So if you're looking for an arcadey muscle dog game, this is not it.
Well, I was wondering when VR was finally going to catch up to flat and finally come out with some muscle dog games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, again, this is another one that came out in December of 2020.
Oh wow.
Free to play.
People were bored last year.
Yeah. Well, I guess, man.
Zaylan Maru says muscle dog sounds like some kind of sex position. It does, actually. That does sound like the muscle dog. You know who else loves the muscle dog, Wes?
Oh,
she does. She does.
All right, so that's about enough of that. Eric, what do you got?
So this is my last one. My last one is it's an homage to Roots. It's Cockroach VR.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Cockroach VR. If you want to play a VR first-person shooter game with realistically rendered giant cockroaches, this is what you're looking for. Let's defeat cockroaches with a handheld gun.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend roach bait and probably some glue strips. Might work a little bit better. But this actually looks like it would be more fun if I could go to work and I could do this all day. I don't think I'm coming home, Wes. Actually, I'm guaranteeing I'm not coming home. I'm probably going to prison. But
who shows up with 2 guns in his hip?
Yeah, like I got this.
You know, I've always kind of wondered what's going to happen when we all get old and senile and lose our grip on reality and start reliving some of our memories from 50 years ago. Do you think VR is dangerous because we're going to start trying to shoot cockroaches with handguns and shit when we get old?
I hope not. But you know what? I think it's probably happening right now in 2021 with as weird as the world is. I wouldn't doubt it, man.
I mean, could you imagine some senile old fucker getting stuck in some like Grand Theft Auto loop in his brain?
I can't imagine like somebody pulling out their gun and start shooting the cockroaches while I'm trying to treat. I look over, I'm like, oh shit, I need to get out of here. It's not a good place to be.
Well, I just gotta say that this game is just what I've been looking for. If you're like me and you've just played to death your praying mantis battle over and over and over again because it's so good, but it's getting kind of old, why not move on from the praying mantis to cockroaches?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing that you could be making protein the whole time, right? Why are we not saving cockroaches to eat?
Right.
You know, they say we're short on protein. There you go.
There you go.
And this is another VR Spry Guy wish list game.
Is it really? Oh my God, Spry, what are you doing, bro? I think we may have talked about this at one point. So he may have like actually wish listed it because then, you know, who doesn't want to get their aggression out on cockroaches? Because I think I do.
You know, all jokes aside, it's hard to fuck up shooting in VR, and I guarantee you there's at least 5 minutes of fun in this.
I guarantee. Yeah. So is it free? Do you know what's the cost on this?
$2.
$2.
$2. And I would totally throw it down if it had pineapples in it. But,
there's no pineapples. Yeah. I'm out. So.
All right. So last but not least, Roots, you're up. You have the very last title of the Best of Steam.
The last one here, I had to pick it because of where we're at, you know, in 2021, the last couple of years, COVID, virus. This one's called Virus Popper VR. And so this is for people that haven't got enough of washing their hands in the last couple of years. And maybe you want, you're looking to kill some viruses in real time. Well, here you go. And the good news is you're using a spatula apparently to smack these things around, because that's what this is, also a simulator. And it's amazing.
Yeah, talk about art imitating life, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering if this, I mean, I don't know, maybe this just came out. It is free. It came out April 9th of 2020. So, you know, last
Yeah,
year people were bored and they thought, what are we missing? Toilet paper, the toilet paper that we all couldn't get. It's now floating right in front of you, bro.
yeah. Oddly enough, this is another one that I've heard of before, and this is part of the Starcade Arcade, which has a bunch of these titles in it,
Really?
actually.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, it's got the right price, Wes. It's free and it's different enough. Like if you have enough stuff going on, um, you know, coming at you, the toilet paper, whatever, it's very nostalgia for 2020. So that's if you're not missing 2020 yet, this is a good way to relive it.
Play the cleanest game in VR. Wash your hands and pop the virus. Virus Poppers is a fast-paced educational game about personal hygiene. We wanted to make a fun and friendly way to share important messages without adding to the fear and panic in the world right now. Wash your hands in the sink to get cleansed. Pop the virus with powerful disinfectants and sprays. Crush the filthiness with legendary weapons like the toilet scrubber. And I will add that you don't have to buy the toilet scrubber in this game, it is included free of charge. Avoid touching publicly used objects like doorknobs. Protect and avoid touching your face at all costs. So it's a game to teach you how to live in 2021, Roots.
Oh wow, well, I need it. I'm glad that they have that. They've included all this stuff because, you know, the only thing it's missing, it would be some kind of a mask that comes and sticks on the guy's face or something. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
everything
we've
else
got
is
the
there.
headset already, right?
Well, that's true. That's true. Everything else is there. And so I think the nostalgia, we may not appreciate this game for 20 years and we're looking back to the joy of 2021. This will be a hot seller, I think.
So I knew I saw this one before. This one is also on Viveport, so that's where I saw this one.
Okay. So
Ooh.
you can get it on Steam, you can get it on Viveport, and you can, I guess he's avoiding the toilet brush, Wes. I don't know why he didn't just grab that thing and smack it around.
Yeah,
But,
so well, I mean, it's a legendary weapon according to the game description here.
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, this game does have DLC. It is free, but for $3, you can get the Virus Proper soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
What?
I wonder what the
Oh
music is.
yeah.
Got to be amazing, right? Now, is that soundtrack, if I play it on my Twitch stream, will I get knocked for it, or?
Probably. I got two copyright claims for playing Trevor Saves the Universe last night.
Oh geez.
I that drives me crazy. I'm playing a game. I'm streaming a game that's, you know what I mean? Like at some
Oh,
point, that's ridiculous.
it's very ridiculous. And obviously, we're not big enough to where it even matters. I didn't even have the stream monetized anyway. I don't monetize the streams. I keep the commercials out of them. But I mean, even if it did, I mean, it's not the point. The point is that people who this shit matters to have to deal with it, and hopefully one day we're going to be big enough that it matters. And it's kind of shitty when you play somebody's game on the air and then you have to worry about all this other residual
I
bullshit, people trying to take money from you.
The future I saw, I can't remember what game it was recently, but it said, and maybe it was Hades or whatever. I don't know. It had something that had music in it, and there was an option that said to remove copyrighted music, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, not that, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously give you the option anyway to say, hey, I'm streaming. I don't want that on my stream. So
How about we make games that don't have copyrighted music? Now, I get it with Beat Saber and shit like
Right.
that, but Hades, Trover, it's not necessary.
well, and my thing is if you bought the game, I feel like you kind of own the rights to it. You should be able to, if you're streaming it, like the gameplay, it should be the same as the music. Like there's
Yeah.
no difference. Why is the sound or the game sound any different than the I guess they don't own royalties. It's all about trying to get people's money. And then
What happens? The artist got paid for that. The artist got paid for that from whatever they made off royalties from or from the game itself. So I mean, if you bought it, part of your money went to them. So why can't you put it on? I mean, you're not putting it on there. Just if you were just playing the music and just sitting there and playing music, that's different. But you're already doing something else. The music is secondary.
It's part of the game. So
yeah,
They just know that people. I think half of these claims are probably not even legitimate. They just know people aren't going to fuck with it.
well,
they're just going to say whatever.
it actually benefits us in the short term because I've said it before. If an artist is making money on it, YouTube's going to push it more than they would for us at 1,000 subs. So as long as it doesn't hurt the channel, I don't care. But it's just the principle. It's retarded. And why is he he's dodging the toilet paper, bro? Do you not know that we're short? This is the 2020 virus.
Yeah, well, catch that toilet paper. That's like friggin' gold.
hell yeah, like Bitcoin.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. We should make a NFT, a non-flushable token.
Dude, that could be worth so much.
Anyway, that's going to wrap up our show. What do you think? A lot of new subscribers and new viewers since the last time we did one of these. Let us know what you think about the best of episodes. Sometimes people get pissed off at us, Eric, saying that we're making fun of the developers and that we're not helping. But I mean, let's be honest. The ones that were good and had good reviews, we said so. And the ones that weren't were just shovelware anyway.
We didn't make the game. We're not. I mean, if they care about the game, don't make a shitty game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Hey, nobody's talking about these games otherwise. At least we're talking about them.
We may have sold a couple copies today.
Exactly. Somebody's going to buy it just because it's somebody's going to buy it because they just saw hold my beer and they're like, I want to do that. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, who doesn't want to fight a giant mantis or be a zombie piranha? I mean,
or a muscle dog.
Or a muscle dog. I mean, yeah. Well, we already all have muscle dog simulator.
The funny thing is, these are like holes in my life I didn't even know existed before this show. So that's what I appreciate the most is now I can fill these holes, and be more complete.
Hell yeah!
You know who appreciates it when you fill those holes, Ruuts?
My mom.
Oh yeah, she does.
Anyway, another shout out to Cyan, or Cyan rather. The developer behind MYST. I have such respect for you guys and your company that I went back after I decided to put a praying mantis in the thumbnail. I said, you know what? We're reviewing MYST. We probably should put MYST in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
But I was this close. We were going to have a giant praying mantis coming out of the screen. Maybe next time, eh?
Yeah. Well, it was always here's to hope and crossing fingers, right?
Yeah, that would have been a huge hook, man.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks to everyone who watched this. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks to everyone in chat who participated in the night's festivities. Let us know down below which was your favorite. Which do you find to be the best game on Steam? Surely it's from this list. Anyway, if you enjoyed the show and you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the big red button and the bell to stay up with all of our content, frequent content here on the Virtual Strangers channel. If you'd like to do a little something extra to support us, only $3 a month. That's all it takes to support us on Patreon. And what you get is our weekly show notes, which reads like a newsletter. It's awesome. And exclusive content, which is becoming more and more frequent now. That I'm getting back in the groove of making videos and streaming. So again, Patreons, immediately following the episode tonight, I'm going to post a link for an exclusive Windlands on Oculus Quest gameplay video just for you guys. I really appreciate all the support you guys give us on there. It means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last but not least, the Virtual Strangers Discord. You will find an invitation in the description below to the Virtual Strangers Discord, which is where we all hang out. It's where we all talk games, where we all talk life, where we all talk about anything. We do not censor you on our Discord, although, some things we appreciate you avoiding. But if there's something on your heart, something you got to say, You can say it there. We're not going to scold you for it. Anyway, it's our home. We invite you in to make it your own. Virtual Strangers Discord home for the hardcore VR gaming enthusiast.
Come home, please.
Come on home. Eric, awesome. Once again, man, you're becoming a regular here, and I'm digging it.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Had a ball. Always.
And if you don't know by now, Mash Daddy is Eric. So just for the drillos out there.
Yeah, for all the drillos out there, Mash Daddy, cool. By the way, Eric, a wrestling fan? Is that where that came from?
Yeah. There was a guy out there. His name was Big Daddy Cool. Do you remember him? Yeah.
Pro wrestler, yeah.
Yeah.
Diesel.
I went with Mash Daddy Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I grew up watching wrestling. I recognized your tag immediately before I even knew you.
Yep.
Anyway, with that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Roots and Eric, I'm Wes. We'll see you Wednesday, friends. This is Wednesday. We'll see you this weekend. Probably before then. I'm probably going to be on, or one of us are going to be on playing a game. So we'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye now.
Take it easy.
See you later.